Hello and welcome to Columbus, Ohio for the grand final of the IFSA Super Series World Championship. This is not just about Strongman though. The Arnold Fitness Expo has everything here. We've got beauties and we've got beasts. Over 100,000 people pass through the doors of this incredible fitness weekend, and on show are nearly 20 world-class sporting contests and a host of beautiful bodies.
We love the Strongman.
And it's not just the big and beautiful either. There's some famous people here, both sports stars and film stars. Sylvester Stallone and, of course, the man who runs the contest, Arnold Schwarzenegger. All enjoying the many different sports and people here. Now, the athletes in this strongman contest, the same throughout the World Championship Series. Mariusz Pudzianowski, he's leading from Poland. Second equal at the moment, Zydrunas Savickas of Lithuania. He won this grand final last year at the Arnold Classic. He's in second equal in the Super Series at the moment with Raymond Bergmanis of Latvia. Sitting in fourth position, Sven Karlsson of Norway. The big Viking, always angry, always hungry to win. Anders Johansson of Sweden, he's come out of the shadow of Magnus Samuelsson, the great Swede, who's not here due to injury. Istvan Arvai of Hungary then, the first of the wildcard athletes, a former powerlifter. Then a shot putter, Vasil Vereshchuk of the Ukraine. Former USA strongest man from Nevada, Mark Philippi, another man who's won the contest twice in the USA, Brian Schoenfeld. And last, or not least of our Americans, Steve Kirett, also of the USA. He's won the USA title once as well. So some real mean contenders from the stateside. Mariusz Pudzianowski, he leads the overall Super Series, the World Championship at stake. Kicking us off at the Arnolds is the legendary event of the Apollon's Axle. And who better to tell us about it than the legend himself, Bill Kazmar. Bill, how about this event then?
Well, the famous Apollon built these wheels 100 years ago. And there's a bit of controversy as to whether he actually lifted them overhead to arm's length. In the 100 years they've been around, 3 athletes have been successful taking them all the way through the lift. Until we brought them here to the Arnold Classic 2 years ago, where Mark Henry lifted them an incredible 3 times. And then last year, Zydrunas Savickas took them overhead 4 full times. It was unbelievable.
That's incredible. 4 repetitions. Now, can anyone do better than that here today, do you think?
Well, Pudzianowski came in at 310 pounds, heavier than ever. And Zydrunas Savickas, 370 pounds. Who knows what that athlete is capable of doing?
Well, a quick translation to European. Talking kilos, we're looking at Pudzianowski 140, and that's right, Savickas nearly 170 kilos in body weight. First man out then in this Apollon's wheel, 167 kilos, was Istvan Arvai, the IPF champion, world champion in powerlifting. Couldn't get to grips with it at all. Then Raymond Bergmanis of Latvia came out. Now this man's been to the Olympic Games 3 times, and look at the technique. Brilliant stuff there. He gets 2 jerks out and 3 good cleans to the chest. Now the graphic at the bottom there, the 0 standing for straight power cleans. In other words, pulling it from the ground to your chest cleanly. He didn't do that. He managed 3 squat cleans. All a bit complicated, really. All that really matters is the clean and jerks, and Bergmanis now leads the competition with 2 of those. And it wasn't that long ago that only 3 men in the world had ever lifted this once. Now this man holds the world record. Zydrunas Savickas of Lithuania. He managed 4 repetitions last year. Year before that, it was won by Mark Henry, the WWE wrestler who claims to be the world's strongest man. Well, he came out and beat Sven Karlsson that year, who was the world's strongest man. And he did 2 repetitions. But the standard jumped last year to 4 by this man, Savickas. And, well, poor old Sven Karlsson, he only managed 2nd place again last year, so he'll be desperate to try and win this. So the first of 5 events, the Apollon's wheel. This for the 3rd repetition. Savickas, look at that. Mighty shoulder power, incredible triceps. Well, he's got about a minute left as the MC just shouted. So he's just chalking up this one then to equal his world record. You can see the European clean he's using there, resting it on his stomach, then flicking it up. He's so big, Zaviskas. There you go. He's equaled his world record. The talk was backstage, we thought he'd do it. He looked great in the warm-up. Now this is it. Can he beat the world record? Can he get it to his chest, press it overhead to arm's length for a 5th repetition? 167 kilos. This, such an awkward weight. I was going to say it looked good, but no, I'd be shocked if he made it the second time. He hasn't, no. That looks like it for Zaviskas then. He's got to be tired now. At that body weight, he must be shattered, moving around. I think that's it, over. MC saying it's over, but his English isn't that good. He doesn't think it's over. He's got about 15 seconds on the clock. He's going to do it. He's done another world record. Unbelievable from Zaviskas, the Lithuanian. 6 good cleans. Most importantly, 5 of them he pressed overhead. New world record for the giant Lithuanian.
Five repetitions, 1 more than last year. Is that going to be good enough to win?
I am not sure. See after last competitor.
Did you think you would do the record 5?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
You go recover. Thank you.
Such a modest man, as well as a big man. He really is so big. He almost has his own gravity, Zaviskas. Such an enormity. Now, Stevie Kirrett, former USA strongest man from Pittsburgh, made hard work of it and showed just how mortal these guys are. Nearly getting it to his chest, but the difficulty of this is the wheels don't turn. Unlike Olympic weightlifting, where the spinning of the weights make it a lot easier to hold into your chest as it goes up. Not this, however, just like the axle of a cart. Brian Schoenfeld, another big American, twice USA's strongest man, and I tell you what, he's a very, very good overhead presser. Look at that. Some good power there. I think his problem is going to be getting it to his chest. They really have given them lots of time here. 2 minutes on the clock. Schooney gets it up. Can he get it for a second time? This would be to equal Bergmanis. Now you see the way it rotates out of the hands there. Once those weights at the end start spinning away from you, it's really death. You're never going to be able to recover it. Schoenfeld somewhere around the 350-pound mark. That's ever so roughly 160 kilograms in body weight. Very, very big guy as well. He doesn't actually look that tall, and funnily enough, even from a distance when you're next to him, doesn't look that tall, but really over 6'3", about 1.91 meters. Can he get the press out then? This for number 2. Come on, Brian Schoenfeld for America. There you go. Oh, the home crowd loving that one. David Webster, head referee here, former referee of the World's Strongest Man competition, doing very well. Now these guys, the Americans, all brought in as wild cards. Top 6 always invited back to the Super Series from every Grand Prix. And then here at the Grand Final, included with all the other Grand Prix, wild cards from that country are invited. Come on, Brian Schoenfeld, this for 3, he's gonna do it. Excellent stuff. Great result for the Americans.
That was one for the Americans there. That was a real fight. Tell us about it.
I wish I got that one. Head all the way up here and start rolling forward. We got 4 reps. That was, my goal was 5. I wanted to beat Sedrunas. But, you know, no American ever cleaned that thing consecutively and pressed it overhead. So I'm very happy.
Well, perhaps he best check his facts. Mark Henry, of course, did it twice. But maybe he's right there. Maybe he didn't do it consecutively. Maybe he did a clean and then dropped it. I'll have to check my stats on that one. But certainly Mark did do it twice, the WWE wrestler. And here's Mariusz Pudzianowski. A lot of you have been waiting to see this guy, 140 kilos. He's bulked up as well. And look at that, what a tough character. 2 reps for Mariusz. Someone asked me recently, what made Mariusz so special? And I had to say, Marius is just such a tough character. Sure, he looks fantastic, very powerful. But what gives him that edge at the moment over so many of the other guys is his just do-or-die attitude. 3 repetitions for Pudzianowski. You can see every single muscle, every vein and sinew struggling away there. Can he get up a 4th repetition then? This will really put the pressure on the other guys. To be honest, everyone backstage felt Zaviskus should win this one, except of course Sven Karlsson, who we'll see soon. Sven looked incredibly fast backstage with his weight. What can Pudzianowski do? Well, if you miss it the first time, you almost never get it the second. Look at this, Pudzianowski. Well, he doesn't know that rule. Oh well. Reinventing the rules of strongman. There you go, 4 repetitions. I'll tell you what, he's got a few seconds left to try and chase Zaviskus' 5 here. Wouldn't that be something else? That would be a real surprise for the books. He nearly get... Oh, no. Just the wind knocked out of him there. Even someone as fit as him struggling.
Bill, we've seen Zaviskus do 5. Marius could only match with 4. Scooney, 3. How about Viking power Sven Karlsson?
Sven really came in heavy. He's looking real strong. I saw him in the back room. He manhandled the warm-up. He's in contention.
Into this competition, please welcome.
Well, would you believe it? Bill Kazmaier, now over 50 years old. I'll tell you what, 50 years young, he's still so incredibly powerful, Bill Kazmaier. I reckon he could still just about compete. Look at the power of Sven Karlsson. He hit himself in the chin with that. I said he was looking fast backstage, but that's outrageous. Absolutely incredible. Now Sven stepping away there, I don't know what that's all about. One thing I will say, the inside story here, Sven slightly tore his hamstring 2 weeks ago leading into this competition. He phoned me up all depressed. Well, what's that all about? Suddenly a change of technique there, and that looked like some discomfort in his face. Well, as I was saying, the hamstring, he pulled deadlifting in training, and completely different technique there from the first one. Something looked very uncomfortable there. And if that's right, that's bad news for Viking. Former world's strongest man of 2001. Second last year. Second the year before at this Arnold Classic. Now desperate to win this, because let's look at the prize money here. A Humvee car worth some $70,000, and then $26,000 of prize money going to the champion. So, well, $100,000 best part of. Look at Zaviskus getting a little nervous here. He knows he's under pressure. Sven Karlsson still battling them up here. Can he knock out another repetition? Oh, such a shame that hamstring's injured. Who knows what he could have done here. Yep, another good one for Karlsson. Excellent rep there. And that brings Karlsson up to 4 jerks. He's had enough. He's walked off. Oh, I feel sorry for him, really. So much preparation. Got himself so big. And
tell us what happened there. 4 reps was fantastic, but you looked funny from the first one. Is it torn, your hamstring?
I had a small accident a week before I came here. 2 weeks. I tore something in the backside, and I got that on the second one. So if that wouldn't happen, for sure I would have done 6-7 today, because I had to start just working them up.
Bill, injury's a terrible thing, and Sven, just spoken to him, he's torn his hamstring. You know all about it. Can you continue on?
Well, I think so. Back in the day, I tore both hamstrings and went on in the deadlift to do 1,050. That's the next event. He wants to be world champ. He's a true competitor. He'll be back for the next event and do well, I'm sure.
Well, Bill was the real deal, so you can't argue with that. Now, Mark Philippi, one of America's greats in recent times, he managed 2 cleans and 2 jerks, so that equaled him with Bergmanis. Good result really for him. And now Anders Johansson, terrible tricep injury, tearing muscle right off the bone. That'll no doubt cause him a lot of problems through the rest of the competition. Then to Vasil Vereshchuk, 20-meter shot putter, extreme explosive power. He managed 2 jerks.
Jamie Reeves, we've just seen Zydrunas Savickas, last year's Arnold champion, knock out 5 repetitions, a new world record. Has he laid down the law for this competition?
Well, the first time I saw him today, it looks like he's put on 50 pounds in body weight. His intentions are clear. He's come here as strong as possible. Like you say, he's laid the foundations with the first event. He's going into the next event, his deadlift, which is very strong. It looks like he's going to be hard to beat.
Well, what a great start. A new world record by Zydrunas Savickas, but Sven Karlsson back in that second position again.
Now, 2 reps is a good start, but the Humvee deadlift is coming up now. Surely that's a good event for you.
Gotta make up some ground there, yeah, definitely.
What do you think you could pull?
I don't know, it's a little bit different than a normal deadlift, and I wasn't here last year, it changed a little bit, so it's gonna be a big number to win this, in the 900s somewhere, so we'll see what happens after the first one.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Euronics and Thompson Senior invite you to enter the Euro Best Goals competition. Look at the selection of the greatest European Championship goals, recreated in 3D on our website, and choose your top 3. Win a Thompson Senior LCD screen with its elegant design and top quality picture, or a Thompson Home Cinema pack. Go to eurosport.com/gamezone. Good luck with Euronics and Thompson.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? But will the circle be unbroken?
A strong unibody construction means there's no weak link in our chain. Hyundai, always there for you.
I'm just a simple guy. I like to do things well. Whenever he calls me, I know he counts on me to make him better, faster. I suppose he just wants to improve his chances of winning. Of course, he owes his success to himself, but maybe a little to me too.
Next will be the Humvee tire lift, and well, it doesn't get much heavier than this. Very similar to a normal deadlift. Bill, how does it work?
Well, it's a little bit different from a normal deadlift in that the bar is longer. It flexes. You don't get the total weight in your hands until you're about 3 inches up your shin. You know, we're expecting these athletes to go well over 900 pounds, maybe even 1,000 pounds. And you know, if you can't deadlift, you're not a strong man.
Fantastic new trophy.
Well, it's as simple as that. Bill Kazmaier, of course, one of the greatest deadlifters of all time, and also one of the strongest men of all time. So what are the guys going to do? Well, they've had 3 rounds so far. We join in the final round.
Hey, Mark, what are we watching out for here? Are there any cheats they can do?
Well, we're going to allow a lot, but we're not going to allow any cheating. I'm going to be a fair judge. I'm going to just give everybody a red light. Nah, I won't give them a red light.
Hey, joking apart here, you won this event when it first came out. Are we going to see you back in Strongman, or are you in wrestling for good now?
Well, I'm always going to be in wrestling, and when I heal up, everybody will get to see me again.
Mark Henry, former wrestler, and saying there that he's going to be a wrestler once again once the injuries are healed. What a giant man he is. It's great having him in the Arnolds a couple of years ago. 770 is all Stevie Kirett managed. The man from Pittsburgh has a bad back. Reckons he probably didn't have enough preparation time for this competition. And I guess the first couple of results would prove that to be true. Vasyl Vereshchuk then, the man who finished bronze medal in indoor shot putting at the Europeans. Look at that. That's some good deadlifting there from an athlete. These guys don't do that much deadlifting when they're doing so much athletic and explosive training. So this is a bit of a new movement for Vereshchuk, but very talented at it. Now Brian Schoenfeld next out then in the 3rd and final round, trying to better Vereshchuk. This for 802 pounds.
What happened there?
It's just, that's just a real weird height for me to pull from, and I just I mean, the last 4 or 5 years, I've been competing in strongman. If I could pull a regular deadlift from the floor, it's just a lot easier because I can get a lot more legs into it, where I still lack the lower back strength, like I talked about earlier, and which a lot of these guys have.
Mariusz Pudzianowski of Poland. Now, it's what Bill Kazmaier was saying. You get about 3 inches of flex in the bar before the weight really kicks in. So these guys, I guess, lifting a little bit more than they would in the gym normally. And the weight's proving that to be true. Now, Mariusz Pudzianowski attempting 835 pounds. That's around 370 kilos. Excellent lifting from the pole. That's a good lift. He gets the white flags from all of the referees.
Hey, Mariusz, good lifting again. Maybe you could have done more.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe 5-10 kilo up, maybe.
That's it, you were near the limit.
My record is 390 90 kilo. Here 380, 10 kilo down.
Okay, well done.
Thanks.
Raymond's round number 3. What are you going to go for?
I take 385 kilograms, and if I lift it that way, I finish it in a 5th place. It's very good. Others 4 guys who is in front for me is much stronger today in deadlift.
Oh, we've still got quite a few guys to come then. Bergmanis, Johansson, Zavickas, Carlson, Philippi, and of Istvan Arvi, the powerlifting world champion. Now here we go with Bergmanis, 3 times the Olympic Games. He's clean and jerked 245 kilos. There, lifting 385 puts him into the lead ahead of the likes of Virasjuk. And that's a great result, of course, ahead of Pudzianowski as well. Probably wouldn't have backed that coming into the competition. The great thing, of course, about Bergmanis, never lifts with a belt either. Just a piece of iron for a lower back. Anders Johansson then. Now he's got the world record lifting from the knees in deadlift, some 430 kilos. But his technique in the early rounds, well, no better than there.
Technically, it looked a little odd. What happened?
Well, he tried to rip the bar off the floor and jerk it, but that's not the way to pull this real heavy weight. You've got to tug it off the floor smooth, stay in position, get it up over your knees, and then pull really hard to complete it. So he started off wrong.
Do you think maybe it was a little technique problem there? You were jerking it a bit off the ground? That's what Kazmaier reckoned.
Yeah, I've never tried anything like that. It's so soft, the bar. But combination of bad day and bad technique.
I don't suppose that torn triceps helping at all. Zydrunas Savickas then attempting 915. First man over the 900-pound barrier. Win in the first event. Look at that. Great lifting in the second event. Really put the pressure on the final 3 competitors, Carlson, Philippi, and Arvi.
An easy first round lift, a big second round lift. What are you going for in the 3rd round?
We just have to gamble. If the hamstring is holding on, you know, I can pull whatever I need to. So I just have to gamble on it and give everything on the last lift.
Will you go for the win, or will you try and keep up with Savickas?
I would try to do what Savickas does.
Well, I guess he's going for 915 pounds then. Yes, he is. Well, he's doing a big jump, 849 pounds, some 66 pounds lower in his second round. So this is a huge lift for the Viking with that bad hamstring. Very, very brave move. Bit of a gamble, really, but he's so desperate to win this. Well, he's missed it in the first attempt. I'll tell you what, you rarely get it in a second attempt in deadlift. No way, not today. Bad luck for Sven Carlson, and that gamble has probably cost him a couple of points. The likes of Bergmanis will now have gone ahead of him. And that's the very stoic figure of Mark Philippi.
All right, Philippi, you got me in there.
He's going for 931. One man to go after him, that's Istvan Arvi. So this to put him into the lead. Oh, look at the shakes. Look at the fantastic stuff. 930 pounds. That's outrageous weight. Well over 400 kilograms. Wow. That was big pressure there. And the pressure now on Istvan Arvi, world champion of powerlifting just a few weeks before coming to America. And well, that was just 900 odd pounds too many. Shame for Istvan. That was the big event for him.
Victory to Mark Philippi in the deadlift.
About time, huh? Yeah, it's about time I get a break. He was pretty close there. A little bit less, he might have got that. But, you know, hey, I'm happy. You know, I pulled what I needed to pull, made up a little ground, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. There's a few events that, there's one nobody knows what's going to go on with. That's kind of the way I like it. Nobody can practice it. So, you know, it'll be a different contest tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, can make up some ground. I need to buy some diapers.
You got a baby on the way?
I just had one last week, so I got 2 in diapers still. It's costing me a lot of money. I got to make some money this weekend. That's what I was thinking when I went out there. Yeah, it's motivation right there, you know, so I'm happy with that, and we'll try and see what we can do tomorrow.
Well, that gives Savickas another good result. 915 pounds. He lifted another 9 points, up to 19 for him. Philippi coming through on 10 points. Great result for the Americans. Now Sven Karlsson still sitting in second, but the gap widening, 3.5 points between first and second.
You're in the lead after day one. Everyone's talking, it's about your extra body weight. How heavy are you now?
My body weight about 165 kilograms. It's enough for this competition.
Is it helping, the extra body weight?
Yeah, because all events for maximum strength, yeah, it helps.
Is it a car? Is it a Jeep? Is it a tank? No, it's the fabulous Humvee, the prize for the grand final winner here at the Arnold Strongest Man.
Well, join us after the commercial break to see who in the third event can try and break the stranglehold of Zydrunas Savickas.
Event 3 at the Arnold Classic is the medicine ball for height, weighing 50 pounds, and I'm struggling to hold this now. Bill Kazmar, tell us, what kind of muscles does this tax?
Well, Colin, obviously, a man with good grip strength and really strong forearms will be able to grasp the ball and pull with his legs and his low back and hips. He'll be able to accelerate the ball to high heights. Of course, his biceps are going to be tremendously strained when he's pulling that hard. There have been injuries in the past, and a man's got to be careful and use his hips.
Now, Bill, after 2 events, Savickas is rushing off into the lead. Incredibly strong man with a very strong lower back. Will this kind of event suit him, though?
It really will. He's large at 375 pounds. He's about 6'4 plus. His height will help. He's supple. He's quite an athlete. He could do really well in this event.
So, who can throw the medicine ball the highest? They just got to touch a plank of wood right at the top there. 15 feet is the first opening height. Poor Istvan Arvi at only 5'6", always going to be struggling.
Brian, excellent first 2 events, but it's a really bad start to this medicine ball throw. What happened?
I wouldn't say it's a bad start. I don't know what it is yet. But I'll go out there my second attempt and get the groove in. You know, I think I'll be all right.
What technique are you trying to work on?
Not really technique. When I was throwing, the ball was slipping. So I think that played a lot with it. So I'm going to see if they'll wipe it off for me next time when I go out there. So hopefully I'll get a little better stick with the ball.
15 feet, Ryan Schoenfeld. So close in the first one. He's missed again. Red flag from Davey Webster. He'll be fuming with himself. Anders Johansson, you saw earlier, missing as well. So here's Stevie Kirrett. He made 15 feet. And that put him up to 15 feet 6, the next height. Mark Philippi from Nevada. The strength coach at the University of Las Vegas. He also did 15 feet, which sent him up to 15.5. Now, 15.5, both of those gentlemen went out, and we rejoined the competition then at 16 feet. Out comes Raymond Spurgmanis, the big Latvian. He was about 4 feet short, and only just making 15.5. I guess he smiling there. He knew he was never going to get it. Sven Karlsson, he did 15.6 easily. But that hamstring, you can see he's doing a kind of strange ballerina movement when he jumps, and the big man struggling. 150 kilos, Sven, some 330 pounds in body weight. Marius, explosive as ever, no problem at 16 feet. So he went on to 16 feet 6. Vasil Viraschuk, he also managed 16 feet 6, as did Zydrunas Savickas, the leader of the competition. Now Marius fell out there, so we join 2 rounds at 17 feet. Vasil Viraschuk missing his first attempt. Now remember, he's the shot putter, man who's put well over 65 feet, 20 meters. He's got European medals to his name. You'd imagine he'd be more explosive. Savickas, he's done it first time at 17 feet. Well, I was just about to say, you'd have to back Vasil Viraschuk for winning this.
Zydrunas, Vasil's about to go. Do you think he can manage?
I think he best competitor in this event, but today I set a new personal record and I am happy.
17 feet, an incredible throw with this weight. But Viraschuk still has one more attempt to say something about that. To be honest, at 16.6, he was smashing the board. He really looked the much more superior athlete of this event. Can he get the grip? Can he handle the pressure? One of his first truly major competitions, though he did finish 3rd at World's Strongest Man last year. Desperate to get onto the Super Series and do well. No, he's not done it. He's an inch short. Well, probably less than that. About a hair on his head, and that's not very much. So another win to Savickas, 2 wins and 1 second.
Jamie, was that a surprise at all that Vasil, the shot putter, was beaten by Zydrunas, the weightlifter?
I think it's a surprise, but I think it's just a testament to Savickas' training policy. These are events that you've got to go away and train at and practice and specialise in, and he's done that to perfection.
He has indeed, and that extends his lead even further. And look at Sven Karlsson, he was in 2nd, finished 4th in that event. That'll hurt him on points.
Event number 4 looks a lot like the raising of the Iwo Jima flag, that famous American picture, but this is lifting a 1,000-pound hammer. Now, Bill Kazmar, just how is that possible?
Well, back in Iwo Jima, you know, there were 5 guys, and they were fighting a war. These guys are going to be fighting a war against the hammer. They're going to start with a weight of about 700 pounds, and they're going to push it up till it catches in the ratchet. And then they'll release and get under again with 800 pounds, then 900 pounds. When it gets to its arc, the first time here, about 1,000 on the shoulder. And then they're going to add weight to the hammer and go again and find out who is the strongest in this event.
Well, we've seen 1 round already, and then they added 25 pounds to the end. Isvan Arvi, the only man to drop out. So the other guys all still in the competition now. Adding weight to the end of this really does multiply the weight. It goes up almost exponentially at the end there. Stevie Kirrett, you'd imagine, be quite good at this and is doing pretty well so far. I think anyone who gets this up is doing incredibly well. So heavy on the shoulder. Driving with that bad back of his. Can just about lock it out. Doesn't hurt him so badly here. Yep, it's going to be a decent time. What is it? 27.5 seconds for Steve Kirrett, the first man to go at this top weight. Anders Johansson, he qualified through as well. 30.15. Not quite as good as the American, but that bad tricep of his surely hindering him. Out came the next American, Brian Schoenfeld. He managed 20.04. Yes, that's right, 7 seconds faster than Kirrett. What a time. Then came Vasil Viraschuk, 19.96 seconds. That's where explosive athleticism comes in. Failed to do it in the med ball throw, but he pulled it off there. And let's rejoin the action then with Raimons Bergmanis of Latvia. Knows what he's got to do. Now, explosion is what he's all about as well in his Olympic lifting. The man who had the honor of carrying the flag in for Latvia at the Sydney Olympics. Here we go, driving it. It's going to be close to 16 seconds if he gets a good finish here. What's it going to be? 16.27 seconds. Well, I'm going to have to go back to my results there. What did he manage? Viraschuk, he did 16 point. Yes, he's beaten Viraschuk. So 16.2, our new leader. Mark Philippi driving then. Very much an American football style of movement, that driving forward. They used to call it the bear crawl in America. Oh, big mistake, though, by him, allowing the weight to drop back down there. And I think the time's going to be nearly 19.26 seconds. And the #1 American looks like he's limping off with a calf injury. Mariusz Pudzianowski, he only managed 17.74. And that left us 2 guys in the competition.
If we're honest there, Zydrunas was probably the worst in the first round. Maybe this is an event for you. You think you can hunt him down, win this event?
I hope so. I just have to do my best and see what happens. It is a matter also of hitting it right, so you can't afford to make a mistake that costs you a lot of time.
You looked like you were jumping at it in the first one, but it wasn't quite clicking enough. Are you going to do that this time?
Oh, now I'm going to do 1-on-1. I tried to do 2-on-2, and that was too much, I think.
Sven Karlsson falling way behind on points. Needs a good result here, and Zavickas to do badly. But what are the chances of that? Well, looks like he's going to do a good time. He's really attacking it. Karlsson, the penultimate guy to go. That's a great time. Did you see the way he finished that? 13.63 seconds for the Viking. The man from Kristiansand in Norway storming in there. Surely that can't be done any quicker. Outrageous. If you're going to do it, put the pressure on, do it properly. And he's done exactly that. Zydrunas Savickas did look reasonably slow in the first one, but as ever, when the pressure's on, Zydrunas usually steps up to the mark. Driving their big leg thrust. This will be a decent time. Could be as fast as Karlsson. Bit of a mistake there. Oh, that's a real mistake. Look at that. He's gone for a double click. He's gone for 2 ratchet slots and he missed it. Oh, that's very slow. This is going to be so costly. 20.19 seconds, and by my results, that finish puts him 7th.
Your first bad event. What was wrong?
It was for speed, not for power. And I did mistake. I have to do deeper squat.
Hey Sven, the scores are getting incredibly close now. 1 event to go. Farmer's Walk, what'll happen there?
The best man will win. But it's time that I have some luck for a change, and I have been a little bit unfortunate in this competition with a small injury. And being second 2 years in a row, I deserve to win. It's God's will that I win this year. Thor and Odin are with me. They are here. I can feel their presence. It's my turn. I want to taste it.
Well, this is ending up being one of the greatest strongman competitions in history. Sven Karlsson getting 10 points there, the maximum. Zydrunas Savickas down in 7th, and the whole points system has moved right round. Sven just half a point down. 1 event to go. Join us after the break.
Somewhere else, it's rush hour. Somewhere else, people are working hard. Somewhere else, it's a stressful day. Somewhere else, smog is covering the city. Somewhere else, they're building another factory. Peaceful. The Czech Republic, come to slow down.
I'm just a simple guy. I like to do things well. Whenever he calls me, I know he counts on me to make him better, faster. I suppose he just wants to improve his chances of winning. Of course, he owes his success to himself, but maybe a little to me too.
We call it the collaborative business experience. Capgemini.
8007. Select 3 of the top polyphonic ringtones from Eurosport and Z. To get Rocky, text Your Poly 1 to 8007. To get The Simpsons, text Your Poly 2 to 8007. To get the A-Team, text Your Poly 3 to 8007. Select from 3 of the top ringtones from Eurosport and Z. To get Rocky, text Your Tone 1 to 8007. To get The Simpsons, text Your Tone 2 to 8007. To get the A-Team, text Your Tone 3 to 8007. And receive your ringtone within minutes.
It's the Spring Grand Slam at the Temple of Clay, and Eurosport has it covered from every angle. 120 hours of airtime with live matches and daily highlight shows, plus all the razzmatazz from around the arena. A fortnight in tennis heaven. Roland Garros is live from Monday morning with highlights every night.
Peugeot and Roland Garros, 20 years of partnership.
Enjoy Roland Garros with the Lacoste champions.
We've moved to the Veterans Memorial Hall for the final event here in the IFSA Super Series World Championship. Now, Bill, this is a farmer's walk, but with a twist. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the athletes will be carrying heavy timbers. This thing weighs about 850 pounds, a little bit more. It's really going to test the grip strength. They've got to move up that ramp, which is a 10% grade. It's going to take literally every muscle in their body to motor those heavy timbers up the ramp.
Now, it's incredibly tight on points. Sven, he's the hunter, but Zavikas, he's the hunted, but former champion. Who do you think is going to pull this off?
That's a tough one. Sven sounds like a lion roaring coming out of the jungle, and he wants to take that trophy home. And Zadrunas, he's not resting on his laurels at all. You know, that's pretty big money. Multiply it times 10 and take it back home. He wants to repeat.
Well, let's take it backstage and see how the guys are warming up. Sven, we're 5 minutes away from the big one. Half a point down. How's the back, the hamstring, everything okay?
Feels okay. I'm just quite relaxed now. I'll just go out there, do my best. If I win, I win. If not, it deserves to win.
Humvee on the line here, Sven.
As I say, I do my best.
Next event is very bad for me. It's now pain.
Heard it during the hammer event?
Yes, maybe hammer events this. And now pain.
Zadrunas, there's a bad rumor going around you've hurt your leg.
Yeah, it's not good news for me, but I will try to do my best.
Now, $75,000 is basically what this is with the Humvee. How much does that mean to you in Lithuania?
I don't think about money. I want to win this competition.
How about Sven? Are you worried about Sven? Do you think he can beat you this year?
I will beat Sven.
Now, Jamie, we're backstage and the tension is massive. How are these guys going to deal with it? And, well, who's going to deal with it best?
Well, you can cut the tension with a knife, Colin. The guys are warming up here. They're not speaking to each other. There's half a point difference, and it's going right down to the wire. From the start of this competition, Zavikas has looked so strong. He's very determined. He's changed his body shape, his body weight for this. And to be honest, I think this is a bridge too far for Sven. I'm tipping Zavikas to come through and win this.
It's critical that it be picked up exactly.
Now, let me remind you here, over 800 pounds. 14 meters up the ramp. 30 seconds to do it. Stevie Kirk, the first man up then. What's he going to manage? He gets it up a second time. Now, I can tell you last year he could barely get it off the ground. All of these guys so pumped up here. Huge crowd, 7,000 people packed into this little auditorium, the Veterans Memorial Hall. We've already had the Arnold Classic bodybuilding on just before we came out. Davey Webster there, head referee, stopping, marking where he's dragged it. In charge of the timing, Odd Haugen. Strongman himself. 17 feet 8 inches then. And that's a pretty good result. 2 people last year managed this.
Steve. How's the hand? Was that the problem there?
Yeah, just the skin ripped and I lost it. Then once the blood got out on it, I couldn't hold on.
Can we get a good look at that?
Yeah, it's not good. I've had worse.
I mean, you were going up there so fast. Is that what the problem was?
Yeah, I probably just was going a little too fast and he lost control. So, oh well.
Last year, only 2 guys completed this, as I was just saying. And that was Zydrunas Savickas and Sven Karlsson. And guess what? Those 2 guys in the lead again, half a point in it. Anders Johansson really has had a battle since the first event, tearing his tricep. The tough Swede, the former powerlifter, doing very well even to continue on. And look at this, folks. I think he could go all the way here. He's just 4 or 5 feet short of the line. Come on, Anders. What a great finish this would be. No, he's going to stop 2 or 3 feet short. 30 seconds are up. They're pretty tough on the time here. Anders Johansson then 34 feet 10 inches. Scooney, twice USA's strongest man. He's trained very hard at this event with a man called Eddie Cohen, one of the greatest powerlifters of all time, now coaching him while he gets it up, moving it. Gets it up a second time. It's getting off the floor. That's the problem for this giant man. 6'3". It's starting to slip around, and now he's at a funny angle here. Even if he lifts up, he's going to have to twist it to start walking with it again. All of these guys battling for pride in front of the home crowd.
Come on, Brian!
I think he's going to run out of time, and he's not going to get any more there in 30 seconds. All over for Scooney.
Incredible effort. How about it for Brian Schoonveld?
Scooney, that was almost a home run for the home team there.
Yeah, I get it, Hal. First time in my life my hands failed me. You know, trained hard for this event. Last week went 920 pounds. Maybe overdid it in training. Fatigued the grip a little bit, so, you know. Like I say, I'm currently in second place. We'll see if it holds up. Most people only went about 5 feet last year, so we'll see what happens.
Nevada.
The third of our Americans, Mark Philippe from Nevada. He's chasing that distance of 34 feet, done by Anders Johansson. Ooh, a little bit of an ugly start, just overstriding perhaps by Philippe.
He's going to get the grip.
The death of the farmer's walk, really. He's got to get up again. That's not a problem. We've seen that. The winner of the deadlift competition here, and if he does well, he is doing well. This could well catapult him into the Super Series for next year. Was such a huge force in the late 90s in Strongman, and terrible injuries to his patella tendons, ripping both knees, both quads torn right off the knee. Great result though for Philippe, 31-1, just short of Johansson. Well, that then brought out Bergmanis, 22 feet 2 inches. The giant Lithuanian, or rather Latvian, just looked a little tired at the end. So on to Mariusz Pudzianowski. What a crowd favorite, twice world's strongest man, and guess what? I think he's going to finish high enough in this contest to take home the Super Series World Championship belt. He's had victories all over the world. He won in Hawaii, then in Holland, then to Canada. He lost that Grand Prix to Hugo Girard. Poor Hugo couldn't make it here because of injury. And then Finland, he finished second again to Hugo. Finally at the Arnold Classic, he's going to get a result good enough to take him to the World Championship title. Well, that looked very painful, dropping it on his foot there, and I think it's going to cost him. Yeah, it has cost him. He can barely walk now. Just how badly is he injured? That's the question there. With the adrenaline, you just don't know. 12 feet 2 inches. Jeez, he's a tough guy.
Just like last year.
Well, folks, we're down to the final 2. It doesn't get any more exciting. There's half a point in it. Sven Karlsson of Norway finished second for the last 2 years. Has not yet won this competition. Last year, he was one of the only men to complete this. He's giving it all. And guess who's last to come? That's right, it's Savickas. Come on. Such a popular character, Sven. So desperate to see him do well. He needs to do well here. He needs to do a little better than this. You know Savickas is going to get close to finishing this event. It's all down to who beats who now. And Sven Karlsson run out of time. His distance, 29.7. What will Savickas do?
Sven, was that enough?
No way. but at least I did my best, and more than that I can do. Oh, this is Sedrunas' day.
This gentleman weighs 380 pounds.
The biggest man in the competition, 167 kilos. From Lithuania then, last year's champion. Took home a Humvee last year and all of the prize money that came with it. Well, he's second in the Super Series this year. He's not going to win the World Championship belt, but on the day here at the final Grand Prix in Columbus, Ohio, it looks very much like Zydrunas Savickas could win it. He's got to beat 29 feet 7 inches by Carlson. This is a great start then. If he drops it now, he could be in trouble. He's not going to drop it at all. Unbelievable. He's broken a world record in the Apollon's axle, and now he's smashed his own record. Last year he did it in 10 seconds. He's got to have done it faster than that. That's 8.6 seconds. What a time. Zydrunas Savickas, what an athlete. And the champion here at the Arnolds.
Arnold, do you enjoy the strongman?
Yes, I think this is what's so good about it is that there's no trickery and no technique, no endurance, nothing. It's just pure strength. And it goes back to, like, you know, the history, the way the old strongman competitions were held. And this is what we're doing, is replicating kind of like what it was done 100 years, 150 years ago. And so it's extraordinary to see all those monsters. Hey, congratulations. That was really fantastic. Record-breaking. Really good. Good, yeah.
Zydrunas Savickas, the champion, the Humvee, the money, but most of all, you're the winner today. How was that out there? Good?
I feel very good. I won second time this contest. I am very happy. It was very hard, but I was in great shape. I won it.
You said you were going to win it. You did exactly what you said. Did you think you were going to do that fast in the final event?
Yeah. I love this event.
Well, I'm absolutely exhausted just watching it. The only man to do the entire ramp, Zydrunas Savickas, and well, with that and the world record in the Apollon's wheel, he deserves to take home that Humvee and the prize money.
For the Arnold Strongman Championship, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Governor Schwarzenegger coming out then to present the Louis Cyr Trophy. Louis Cyr, one of the greatest strongmen of all time from the 19th century, along with the check from Metrex and the keys to the Humvee. Wonderful. Take that back to Lithuania. I'll tell you what, put it in your exchange rate multiplier, and that's worth a whole lot of cash. There we go, the Louis Cyr Trophy. The Governator, big patron of strength, loves this event here at the Arnolds and really enjoys the strongman, as you can see. Mariusz Pudzianowski, however, is our world champion. Let's not forget, this is the final Grand Prix of the Super Series. And in the bronze medal position over the 5 events, well done, Bergmanis. Raymond Bergmanis getting awarded the bronze by Jamie Reeves, former world's strongest man. Ulf Benson, the president of the IFSA Super Series, handing second prize there to Savickas. But the world champion is Mariusz Pudzianowski. Congratulations to him. Another belt for the great man. If you enjoyed it, www.super-series.com. I'm Colin at info@super-series.com.
That's it from Columbus, Ohio and the Arnold Fitness Expo. Zydrunas Savickas was champion on the day, but this Super Series was about 6 events, and Mariusz Pudzianowski has to be crowned world champion of 2003-04. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I have. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.